Hi, I'm Diane Marie Collins, and you have entered the DM Zone. Recently, the DM Zone traveled to New York City. Road trip. And I was lucky enough to spend time with New York Times and USA Today best-selling author Caridad Pineiro. One of the things we talked about was her newest book, The Prince's Gamble, published by Entangled Publishing. Let's watch the interview together, shall we? Hi, I'm Diane Marie Collins, and you have entered the DM Zone. Today, my guest is New York Times bestselling author Caridad Pineiro. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me with you today.
You write paranormal suspense and romantic suspense. What starts that spark for you?
Oh, for me, it's definitely the characters. They just start screaming in my head, and until I actually listen to them and get their stories down on paper, they just won't let up. That's really what drives my story, is one unique character that just wants for me to share them with my readers.
I love that. You see them that clearly and strong. Tell me a most recent one that you've been writing about.
Well, right now I'm writing the next book in the Calling Reborn series, which is titled Born to Love. That's the follow-up to Born to Serve, which will be coming out at the beginning of next year. And all of the books feature two very familiar protagonists from a number of earlier books. Diana Ryder, who is a kick-ass FBI agent, and a very southern gentleman vampire by the name of Ryder Latimer, who is intent on trying to save her, but is in turn saved by her and her determination. So
I love it.
I'm loving it, and I think readers will love it. They have been asking for quite some time to see more of these characters, so I'm excited to bring it to them.
What is the one most thrilling thing about starting a new book?
I think the most thrilling thing is beginning to understand the character in a way that you really get into their head and you discover something totally new about them that you didn't expect. And it's exciting to kind of get that new look at them and wonder, well, how are the readers going to react to this difference in this character that they've kind of been familiar with? And for me, it's very exciting to see the characters grow and develop new traits and share that with people who are familiar with them to see their reaction. Are they going to like it?
I was going to say, I want to know who. I have to interrupt you. Who have you switched and changed so differently?
Well, I think both Diana and Ryder, they've been involved in a long relationship. Right now, they've been involved for about 4 or 5 years, and they're going to be facing some very drastic changes in their life. And even though it's a paranormal suspense, the exciting thing for me is to mirror kind of universal issues. What all of us face as we're in a relationship, as we're doing things like getting married, and that really does change it, even though you've been together with somebody for a very long time. And as I was writing Born to Serve, it occurred to me that, wow, these people think they know each other, but they really don't. And as the story develops, there was lots of fun things that happened in both of their characters that really just gave me a new outlook on them and their relationship.
I love it. What determines your location? How do you find that?
Well, for the Calling and Reborn series, I kind of always knew that the location was going to be Manhattan. I was not born in this area, but I was raised in this area, and so for me, this is an homage to a city that I absolutely love, and a city that has so many unique areas. I mean, people think about the skyscrapers and buildings and all that, but there's all these cute little neighborhoods and some dangerous neighborhoods in some areas. And I wanted to give people a sense of all of these different flavors of New York City. When it comes to my romantic suspense, The Prince's Gamble, I'm a Jersey girl now. And so I wanted to do something that was likewise going to acknowledge where I am now in my life. And so that's why I set it in Atlantic City. I thought it would be a great place for a action-packed story in a casino with a lot of elements going on of what goes on sometimes with the nastier sides of running a casino and having the FBI involved. So really it depends on the story, but for me, one of the things also is I like to be able to set stories somewhere that I've been. because I think that brings a whole nother element to the story. You know, the smells and the tastes and the unique little shops and avenues, all of that, if I can, I try to really take pictures and make notes and include that in the story, so hopefully I bring them to life for the readers in a very different way.
A way of experiencing New York City without leaving your chair.
Definitely, definitely. And I've done books in many other locations, in Mexico, South Beach, and people will come back to me and say, wow, you know, I just happened to go there and it was just like you described it. And I just love that, because that says that I did well by my readers, and that's very important to me.
Now, you also listen to your readers, and in fact, some of those things happen to change your characters. Is that correct?
Very much so, especially with Diana and Ryder. As I said, they've been involved for some time, and a few years back, after I had released another book with them, I think everybody knew, the editors, the readers, everybody knew their story wasn't quite over. It wasn't really what we wanted to see for them, because it was a little bit up in the air. And so I had asked a few questions of them, and there were 3 questions in particular. Were they going to get married? Was she going to become a vampire? Was she going to have a baby? And really, it was a surprising reaction to see what it was that the readers liked. And it actually made me recraft the next books that were out in the series, so that I could give the readers a little bit more of what they were asking for.
I love it. That's just so unique. What else is on the horizon? You sound so busy. What else are you up to?
Well, I have a number of books. I have some short erotic paranormals out now with another publisher, and that's been a lot of fun. It's been kind of testing my skill at writing very short, intense, and very sensual stories. But I think all of my stories have a tendency to be hot, and I think readers will definitely, whether it's The Prince's Gamble that's coming out sometime in the next couple of months, or with the Reborn series, I think readers will still get that sexiness and the edge that they're used to seeing in all of my works.
They will still recognize you.
I think so.
And where can your fans find you?
Well, I'm all over the place, but fans can reach me by visiting my website at www.caridad.com. That's caridad.com. And I also have an entire website for the Reborn Calling Vampire series, and that is the rebornvampirenovels.com. And I'm also on Facebook and Twitter, so I'm available in lots of ways, and I hear from fans and friends all the time. And I'm really anxious to get their ideas about what they would like and hear, you know, the things that they think about the various stories.
Well, Caridad, thank you so much for spending time with me.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for taking the time.
And you have been in the DM Zone. Come back soon.
Hi, this is Caridad, and this is a shout out to all my friends in the United States and all over the world. Thank you so much for all your emails and letters, and keep them coming. I hope to keep on writing lots of great books for you to enjoy. That was so much fun. Thank you, Caridad, for spending time with me. And you have been in the DM Zone. Come back soon.